Live with another version of What the Fuck. I am your hostess with the mostest. Your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, witch, and messenger of God. And the crowd goes wild. Hey, come on down. Let's see what the fuck is going on. What's going on? What's up, everybody? Oh, here we are again on our Thirsty Thursday. I was guided to bring out the books. The book. It's 3 books, right? You're like, yeah, we could do this, right? You could read a chapter out. You think I can until I read a fucking sentence, and then it turns into a fucking whole epic teaching of past, present, and future. I'd like to say in order to keep up with me, you would have had to catch something before this. But when we do something like this, you have this uncertainty that we're doing something new and random. But it's not. How long has it been since I touched these books? I don't know. You're gonna have to go look at the titles of my videos. But now is the time. Meaning, these books were written before, and they're meant to be read right now. And whatever we're gonna read about right now is something that we've already been through, or confirmation in what lies ahead. How's that work? It's just God. He's always talking to you. I'm just here to tell you what the fuck he's saying. So I looked at these, I was like, oh great, what are we about to talk about? In actuality, you think it's going to be something new, but it's just going to be the same shit that we're talking about, just from a different language, a different teaching. It's just confirmation to make you feel okay about where you are in time, and know that, everything will be all right in time. Pretty much. So yeah, I'm going to read you a little story. Here's a little story. Where should we start? I'm going to start with my favorite, which is The Priestess of the Morgan. I get to read this minimally, the least amount. I am the Morgan. It was my last life. This is a priestess of the Morgan telling her story and what they honor as the priesthood of those that serve me in the Morgan. Lots of people, studied me in the Isis, me as Lilith. There's lots of studies about me. I'm just here to bring truth to who I am. The great me I be. Alright, so chapter 3. This book is called The Priestess of the Morgan, Prayers, Rituals, Devotional Work to the Great Queen. I am the Queen. The Queen, that's it's there. The Queen of Swords, usually. I had this download of this vision, I yelled at him earlier. I was like, I've extended my hand out to you, and I do not extend my hand out. And I saw myself as the Kali. I saw all my arms. And in each of those arms carries each of the, each of them. It's like you're going to catch, you want the sword, you want the cup, you want the wand, you want the pinnacle. What do you want? And that's it. It's like, my reach. That's what I was kind of, the download. All right, let's get into this. Let's see here. I don't know where to start. It's like, do you really want to start? Because she starts talking about all kinds of bullshit. Okay. The guardian at the temple doors leads someone through the temple entrance and ushers them to come towards me. Me, but not me. I don't quite feel like I'm floating. It's more like I'm dreaming. I'm dreaming, and I'm trying to hold a vast, almost uncomfortable force within me. The Morgan is that vast sea of energy. It is not uncomfortable being filled, possessed, in all honesty, with the divine presence. The priestess have been training this whole past year for just this purpose. Some will become vessels for the Morgan in her temple. Some will guard her vessel, and others hold space at the entrance to her temple where petitioners gather to speak with and to be within the presence of the great queen. What a way to start. What does that mean? They're going to do ritual work to try to capture the spirit of Morgan and to feel the spirit of Morgan. Why do you go to church every Sunday? To capture the spirit of God. To be with the spirit of God. Everybody practices. Everyone has a different God. Every aspect of God is going to give you something different. So as this guy, told you, as Wolfman, his experience was with Beelzebub. You know what I mean? You're thinking that's something created outside of God. Did God not ordain this conversation? Did Beelzebub find a way to contact a human without God's permission? Do you know what I mean? And what is their contact? Is it not ordained by God? Okay, then. So anyways, as we start this, it's like, okay, here we go. They're trying to invoke. So when I told Scary Larry I'm Lilith, he said, you have Lilith inside of you? That's a common practice, is where they pull down the spirit. They pull down the moon. They want to feel what it feels to have a, you know what I mean, to be with one with God. And there's lots of different ways. So even that, I'm seeing Lent. It's a way of being closer to God, sacrificing yourself and being a vessel to God. Which God? Well, in this one, they're saying the Morgan. Kind of dangerous if you ask me, but let's see what comes out of this. Anytime you play with the goddess, you're playing with feelings. Yeah, intuition and Our Lord of the Magic is in those feelings, but you must work through those feelings. And you're going to be masked by your own feelings. You can't access the higher until you work through the lower, which is your lower fucking vibrations, your feelings. I am dimly aware of holding people's hands, of speaking. I think I touch someone's cheek. I put my hand on someone's chest and speak words filled with purpose. But the part of me that is me doesn't pay much attention to that. My mouth moves, but I don't know what is being said. The part that is me is consumed with a feeling. I want to weep, I want to weep, I want to weep. It's very funny because when I picked up this book, that's all I did was cry. What have they done? What have they done to me? I just felt like crying as soon as I picked up this book. I mean, when I purchased it. This is so much pain, so much sorrow. I feel it all because she feels it. Afterwards, my friends and some strangers who I'm not even aware were in the meeting or seeing in the temple will come up to me and tell me what I have said, what the Morgan has said. It's odd to have been in a conversation about something you have said to someone, yet I'm seeing myself, said to someone else, yet have no memory of it. I told you, you think we're going into something, but we're not. What did I tell you yesterday? I told you about him telling me that we slept together fucking 10 to 12 times. Who did? Who slept with you that many times? I mean, obviously I was there. My physical body was there. I was there, but this part of my consciousness was not. Who did you have sex with? What did I act like? What did we do? Tell me about me. This part of me that you laid with. Creepy. Creepy. Oh gosh, it only gets creepier, right? Anyways, afterwards, my friends, something. It's odd to have, Because in the end, it isn't me. It's the Morgan, and her conversations with her children are not my business. I'm the vessel. Something else speaks through me. And I have a lot of these moments too, where I just speak, and I say the Holy Spirit said to these people. Like, I was there when it happened. I saw it happen, but it wasn't me. It was God. I don't know. It was your ancestors. I have a lot of these moments. You know what I mean? Where I just walk up and tell them something that it wasn't on my mind. I don't know how, and that's what it means to be a messenger, a medium. You know what I mean? A sage. Especially a shaman. You would go into a place of trance where the spirit would come over you, and you would relay messages for the spirit. That was the true act of the priest and the priestesses. And that's what these priests are supposed to do, is be a message of the Spirit of Jesus Christ. Amen. That's not what they're doing. You and your big hat and your big dress and all that gold and shit. What the fuck are you doing? Anyways. It is the Morgan. Yeah. I am the vessel. Something else is speaking through me. As I'm seeing this, I'm seeing my book. It's called The Pagan Priesthood. This is all part of being a pagan priestess. You do all of this type of work with the spiritual work. You do all of this ritual work. You do all of this ceremonial work. There's a difference between the pastoral work and the sacerdotal and the sacrament. There's all kinds of different types of work, but we do all of this. You have to have been able to do all of these things. The only things I haven't done is a birthing ceremony, that, and a death. You know what I mean? Oh, I mean, I haven't fully done a fucking, an exorcism, but I've casted some shit out. I don't know what my body is saying or doing, because in the process of holding the presence of the Morgan, I am feeling all that she is feeling, and that is all consuming. I see the thoughts that are behind whatever words she is speaking through me. It's not unlike how an empath experiences the feelings of others, only this vast energy and feeling of a goddess. What strikes me the most is how her children think they are unworthy of her. And that's where I come in as messenger of God. They've told you, though. They've told you we're unworthy of his graces, of his mercy. They told you that an outside entity, they made up this belief that the devil was attacking you because you were not being right by God. Who's this devil? Show him to me. Show me he exists, and I'll show you God. There's no such thing. They created a God that doesn't exist to place fear above our God in you. It doesn't exist. How they find themselves unworthy of her. What if they trudged onward without rest, without sleep, without care for themselves? That will somehow prove that they are good soldiers, prove that they are worthy. They think she wants them to destroy themselves on the battlefield. Do they not see I am trying to save them from that fate? She says to me. I will not set them, or I will see them, I'm seeing visuals, hold on. I will see them off the battlefield. I will see them to victory. I would have my ravens thrive. What good they are to me, broken and dead upon the battlefield. And I want to weep for the sorrow of it, for the sorrow I feel in the Morgan. There's a strength there too, but still there is that overwhelming feeling that what her followers think she wants isn't what she wants at all. And that's it. What you think God wants of you is not what he wants. You think that he wants you to be somebody you're not. You think that you're not okay with him, that he's unpleased with you. You think that he didn't make you this way and that you've left him. You think that he's somewhere and you're somewhere away from him. There will be battles, there will be blood, and she will be harsh at times, but she will also offer them victory. Will they take it? Will they know when she wants them to sit and be still, to heal their wounds, just as much as they may want to stand tall and enter the fray of battle? And that's it too, that I'm seeing the Morgan. It's like, you have to know when. You know what I mean? And that's what Morgan is like, that's what Khalik was about, is like, she sends us into a place of dormancy so we can, you know what I mean? We can rest and rejuvenate and get fresh for battle. Battles end. The goddess of war knows this, but do her followers understand it? Would they guess their goddess weeps for them? War isn't just a battle itself. There's a part, and as we said, we went into it on the 11th, December 11th, the Egyptian energy said we were going into war and battle. So poetically, here I am, the goddess of war, with words of wisdom. War isn't just at the battle itself. There are parts that come after, when the warriors have to heal and put themselves back together. There's a part when we come home, changed, and have to deal with the aftermath. We visit the battlefields. We can't live on it, not unless we want our lives to be destructive messes. I'm seeing Achilles. In a lifetime of war, you've brought me peace. The priestess brought him peace. Part of what the Morgan teaches us is to understand the action and force are necessary at times. They are potent and destructive catalysts, and they are vital to change. But, as in all things, the doses make the medicine or poison. Dialysis can save you from heart failure, but too much will kill you. Forgetting how to leave the battlefield, how to accept the victory the Morgan offers us, neglecting to heal ourselves, that is a poison too. And that's what I spoke of. Why won't you sit still? Why won't you accept this stillness? Why won't you accept this moment of pause? We have much to do, and you're going to fucking drag us down being, you know what I mean? Wore out. You're just fighting to fight. We can't define war solely by conflict. There are reasons we go to battle, and usually those reasons are to create a desired end result. That's it. What are you hoping to gain by doing all this? We go to battle to see victory, to gain something for the blood and tears we shed. If we went to war to stay in a state of constant struggle, what would be the point? But it is often very easy for the followers of the Morgan to get locked into a cycle of endless struggle. Many of her followers are survivors of abuse and trauma. Being in survival mode sometimes becomes our default state of mind. We understand it. We are used to being constantly in a stressful environment. We are used to always being on guard. Are you part of my family? I stood for many things. Even when we move past trauma, it's very easy to stay in that mindset. Peace, being at rest, being happy, that's scary. We might lose those things. It's just easier to remain in the fight or flight mode instead. It also stops us from looking at our wounds and looking within and healing our scars. And that's what God did to me last Saturday, and that's what we do, is we have to have those moments. You know what I mean? We have to look at our wounds. We have to even acknowledge that we're hurt, that we've been hurt. You know what I mean? Yeah, we can't feel it right now because we're swinging. And that's what I said when I met him. I couldn't see you. I was swinging for my life. I'm in battle right now. You can't see who's out there watching you, and you're fighting for your life. But you know what I mean? You got to get yourself out of there. And you know what I mean, and get ready for the next battle. Otherwise, you're gonna lose yourself in this battle. Looking within and healing our scars, because the next battle takes priority. We don't have time to still and fix ourselves. Instead, we take the noble path of bleeding out while battling onwards. The Morgan isn't the goddess of constant conflict. She is the goddess of war, yes, but most importantly, victory, meaning I win. Victory means the battle has to stop at some point. At some juncture, we have to put our swords down. And that's what I pulled too. What was it? The truce? The stalemate? The Two of Swords? For that to end, as children of, for that to happen, we have to acknowledge that any conflict has a beginning, a middle, and an end. As children of Goddess of War, that means we have to understand the whole process, not just picking apart of the cycle we like the best. Putting down the sword and why soldiers crave battle. There is an odd phenomenon among soldiers. After coming home from war, many soldiers miss war, often even those who suffer from PTSD. Sebastian Junger speaks of this in his book called Tribe, An Oncoming and Belonging. War is horrific, and it can scar a soldier for life, physically and mentally, but still many veterans miss it and find it difficult to reintegrate. How is it that someone can experience something so horrible and miss it? I just had to pause, because that's why I don't find peace in the light. I've always been in the dark. I've always been in the pits of hell. And you go into the light and you're like, nobody's here, nothing I recognize, none of the feelings, none of the dark is here in the light. When you're in a highly stressful situation such as war, everything matters. If you forgot to put something in your bag or pocket this morning before you head out to work, it's not the end of the world. If you're in war and you forgot to pack the right equipment, it could kill you or the person next to you. There's also a deep sense of camaraderie. Junger, I don't know, describes it as brotherhood, in which you are willing to put the good of the group before your own safety. He defines it as something different from friendship. A friendship is something you choose to like. The bonds formed between soldiers don't necessarily have anything to do with liking the other person, but instead knowing that they have your back and you have theirs. I'm just seeing Pac. It's a loyalty. And now I'm seeing fucking Juneteenth. Fucking, you know what he did, and you guys are praising him, and you want to give him a Grammy, and you want to put him on top for fucking backstabbing you know what I mean, his brother. I don't give a fuck what the fuck none of you say. Kendrick Lamar fucking stuck a knife in his own fucking back. All Drake said was me, you know what I mean, them two plus me is the top three, and this motherfucker said there ain't no three, it's just me. He put himself above the brotherhood. And then he took on a black holiday, attacked a black man. And you guys made him great for that. Nah, bro. Before my day is done, I will watch on his fall. Because I watched it. The whole fucking universe sat inside of that Coliseum and watched him disgrace the black culture. Fucking Juneteenth. You think you're better than them? You're above and beyond who? You are nothing more than a child of God, and you shall feel the wrath as all of his children. You are no better than the fucking Jews. You motherfucker. Ugh. And that's it. Don't get me in it, dude, because I will war for my children. All of them. I stand for it, bro. I stand up to those that persecute. You know what I mean? I have always been this. I've always been this. Always. Always. And I don't give a fuck. Every fucking time that bitch ass song comes on the radio, I ain't never heard a fucking lyric on that song. I refuse to put your dirty fucking frequency inside of me. I have too much love for Drake. That's loyalty. That's loyalty, bro. I'm not listening to you diss my homeboy. I don't give a fuck, bitch. You ain't better than him. Oh, God. And that's why I can't stand LL Cool J too. He came out here and said some shit. He called Marshall Mathers a fucking student of the game. Bitch. You substitute motherfucking teacher. Bitch. I'll wrap you up right now. I'll wrap you up. R-A-P-P, bro. You know what OPP? Yeah, you don't know me, Nika. Bitch ass. Sorry. Oh, God, they hit a nerve. That's it. I fight for my peoples, bro. Who are my peoples? The peoples. The real peoples. Fuck your peoples. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. You're God's kids, dude. Get the fuck out of my face. These are my peoples, bro. These are my kids. Fuck you. You know the children of the Lilith, the children of Danu, the fucking, you know what I mean? The children of the fallen, bro. I've come to bring my children. They will raise. The fallen shall rise again, bro. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Punk ass. Punk ass. Oh, I better keep my mouth closed because I can see a car wreck in your fucking future, motherfucker. Motherfucker. That shit was so wrong, and you guys idolize this bitch for doing so much cultural damage. And you put him above? And you had the nerve to put Drake apart? You thought you was gonna pull him apart? And what? Why he holds on to what? Snoop and Dre? Okay. Okay. Okay, say it, Cardi B. Okay. No. Not on my watch. Before my day is done, I will watch you fall, motherfucker. Too many built the fucking community up for you to fucking tear it down. You and your fucking Dr. Dre and shit. You sat there on that, and every single one of you, I don't even give a fuck. Death to all of you, bro. Death to your careers. Death, dude. Death became you when you sat there and spoke death upon that man. And you all were conspiring about it 5 fucking times, bitch. 5 times? You sing that song 5 times, bitch? Oh, yeah. Fuck the power of 3. You took on 5. That's 5, bro. Accelerated growth, bro. That's just on you. Mark of the beast, bro. I ain't never. Not never, bro. If I ever saw you, and God wouldn't allow it because he knows I wouldn't even hold back, bitch. I wouldn't even hold back against you or your big ass bitch, bro. I'll take you both up. Take you both down. Put you straight in the ground where you need to be. How fucking dare you put down God's people like that? Drake? For real? For real? Because he tried to put you up. You had to put yourself above him and down and try to put him down? And you guys stick with that shit? Shit. Okay. The brotherhood, in which you are willing to put the good of the group before your own safety. He defines it as something different from friendship. A friend is someone you choose. The bonds formed between soldiers don't necessarily have anything to do with the liking of the other person, but instead knowing that they have your back and you have theirs. And I've said that. He's covered. That he's covered by me. I'm aware of his sin. We addressed that in the beginning. And, bitch, you ain't gonna hold him down by his sin. You think you're blemish free? Look what you just did. You just took all the fucking, you cotton picking motherfucker, you put all that back on us. You put all that back on us. On the fucking day of freedom, bro. On the day of freedom. A black holiday. You persecuted a black man on the biggest black theater, bro. What is wrong with you? Where's your mother? Who raised you to be such an arrogant, ignorant motherfucker? And you're going to put him where? On the big screen. That's America. Our country, 'tis of this shit. These motherfuckers. Motherfucker, please. You swear. You swear. You swear. Sorry. I'm just loyalty, bitch. You ain't got no loyalty in your DNA. Bitch, be humble. When soldiers return from war, they lose that sense of purpose, that all their actions are meaningful, and that sense of camaraderie and knowing someone has your back. They are just everyday people again. They don't know how, or they don't know who they can trust, and their actions can feel meaningless. They crave the experience again, not the killing or the fear of the bloodshed, but the other components of war. If you are a member of the military, you may be familiar with these feelings. If not, as I'm sure most reading will not be, I find this a valuable in understanding the sentiments. I've never served in the military, but I can tell you that happiness for a long time was a difficult thing for me to endure. The trauma of my past made me feel more at home in stressful situations. And that's it. We can handle the stressful. It's when it's quiet and everything's calm. It's in the calm. It's like, I don't know what to do with myself. I'm used to doing something. I said it. I'm a fight energy. I'm ready to be unleashed at any moment. It may take on more than I probably should have in many cases. I felt as I shouldn't get used to being happy because one day I'd probably lose it. I felt the need to prepare and tensely await the next battle that surely was over the horizon. That was something I understood how to deal with. Happiness wasn't. I'm hearing Ali. Just because we're scared doesn't mean we're not in love. You don't know how to feel in these moments. Whereas you couldn't handle the intensity of the real world, we can't handle the intensity of peace. There's no peace where we come from. We must create our own. There's no peace where we come from. You always got to look over your shoulder. You always got to be on your fucking toes. You got to be ready. Always ready. Right, Marshall? We're always ready. There's a kind of guilt attached to it as well. It was a priestess of the Morgan. I needed to be able to take on things. What battle was I facing if I was happy, if I were happy? If I rested, if I were content, would the Morgan turn her back on me? I think that's a real fear. When I have no more battles left, why would the Morgan want to talk to me anymore? Again, this fear is born out of not being viewed as anything but a goddess of battle. It's funny because when I started, I was like, I want to put my sword down. I'm great at swinging my sword, and I'm always ready to swing the sword, but I like to put the sword down. If we have a healthy understanding of the Morgan and that she has many faces, I think perhaps we will be less afraid to put our swords and explore those other sides of her. We would not be so hesitant to accept victory. And that goes back to, I'm seeing the contractual situation. What the fuck is that? CJ! Stay over here, there's some guy over there. The contractual situation with, that I looked at as with my twins. If I don't play this role in your life, then there's no role to play in your life. There's no part for me if I'm not being part of this. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm seeing it, but it's kind of foggy in the way of how to explain it. In the sense, like, I told him that if he wasn't going to be, I told many of them, if you're not going to be a fool, if you're not going to be everything, then you mean nothing. But that's not true, because the role you do play is everything. I'm just not always in those places at those times. But when I'm in those places and times, that's when I need you most. Interesting. Let's see. It's gonna start talking about my Eve in a minute, but I'm gonna stop before that. Let's see. When I have no more battles, why would the Morgan talk to me? Let's see. Not surprisingly, this tends to be a common sentiment among the devotees of Morgan. We feel guilty if we aren't being a badass and taking on some kind of struggle. We see the need for others to take the time to heal themselves, but we often neglect the same need in ourselves. We crave the metaphorical battlefield, in part because we are more comfortable there. Learning to accept victory and healing can be a difficult thing. I'm going to stop there. The next one goes on to talk about the cattle raid of Cooley, and that was when I and Maeve went, work together. And that's what I told you in that book. You're going to have to go back to the book. Maeve comes first and then Morgan. Maeve teaches you to have determination. Morgan teaches you how to have sovereignty. And right after that, Khalik teaches you the endurance for the battle. We're in battle. What are we battling? Well, the card said that it would be internal battles. So naturally, that's usually mostly all the battles that I have. There's not much. The stuff that happens inside causes the outside to fall apart too. Like, I saw this thing, me and my daughter were laughing. It was this fucking thing on TikTok. It's like when you're on your period and everything fucking frustrates you. You don't feel good inside, so everything is bothering you. Like, you'll hit your fucking head on, you'll hit your elbow, then your fucking purse strap gets stuck on something, and then you can't close the door, and it's just like everything is getting in your way. Like, everything. Like, why can't just, like, you ever hear a girl on her period just do that? It's because it's like one thing after another. Okay, I stubbed my toe. Fine, but then I forgot the fucking phone upstairs. Fuck, I forgot my fucking charger. I slipped down the stairs. I just dropped fucking coffee all over my shirt. Why do these things keep happening one after another after another? It's because of your energetic field inside. You don't feel good inside, so now the outside is falling apart. It's not really. It's just that you don't feel good enough inside to deal with this shit. Because any other time you're like, fine, I'll change my shirt. You're not so irritable about the shit. And I'm using this as a reference, not that I'm on my period, but God knows it could happen anytime. It's a flow of energy that comes over you, and you have to sit in it, and you can't function like you normally fucking function. It's like, fuck, why can't I just do what I want to fucking do? Welcome to fucking winter, bro. It's called the Yule season. And I jumped on fucking, what's his fucking face about that. It's like he wants to jump into spring. He wants to spring into action. Hold your fucking horses! That's not what that chariot card means, dickhead. In essence. No. We want to be part of everything, and we want to have all control, and we want to sail into the wind and, fucking all flames and fucking glory and wave our fucking flag. But nah, bro. We just got called back. We just got pulled off the field. Imagine being a fucking football player, bro. And you're in the game and they say, no, come back, sit down. You can't beat up the coach because they benched you. All you can do is sit there and feel your feelings of watching the game play without you. It doesn't mean you're no longer a player. It doesn't mean if they lose or win, you're not going to be part of it. It just means this isn't your time to play. And it's so fucking irritating to sit on the fucking bench. Well, I guess not. I've been here with 12 bench warmers since the beginning of this. I keep telling them to get the fuck off the bench and get in the game. Get in the zone. Auto zone. Anyway, so, and that's it. It's like, I feel it, bro. I took 2 days off. I'm pushing myself. Like, even right now, I'm like, nah. It takes so much discipline and self-love to stay the fucking still. Sometimes it's cool. When you ain't got shit going on, it's like, it's the middle of the summer. I'm just going to sit here and have me a good drink and feel the breeze and make you take a dip in the water. But when it's crunch time and it's like the fucking 14 days till Christmas and you ain't got nobody to kiss on New Year's and you ain't fucking got shit going on in your life, you're like, fuck, I gotta fucking plant a seed and fucking, you know what I mean? I gotta fucking find me a turkey and fucking, and a tree, and I gotta put some shit under this shit. Yeah, I feel it, bro. You want to chase. You want to chase for after what, you know what I mean? You want to battle. You want to get to work. You want, But that's what the holiday season is. It's a holiday. You're supposed to take time to be holly and shit. The Holly King is actually a good one, a good card I could pull. Yeah, I don't feel good, bro, but you gotta do it. And then you gotta just, I'd be mad at God too. Like, you're fucking with my money, you're fucking with my emotions. Smokey, in the sense of, fuck, I can't do nothing. You could, but you're not gonna do anything good. Because it's not ripe. You could go out and eat off of the fucking tree, but that's just gonna be sour. Truthfully, that's what it means. I know I use a lot of these metaphors and shit, but I see it for what it is. It's what it is. And that's what it is. It's like, even Draco said it in that little bit of a video that irritated me. Is like, you might be feeling really tired. Hella fucking tired, bro. That's it. I didn't do this. We don't have energy. Where are we supposed to draw it from? The sun? I'm sitting in the sun. I have this much energy. It's going to be gone in like 2 hours. Do you know how to draw off the moon? Because if not, you're really fucked. You're really fucked. If all that moon does is make you feel fucked up when it gets dark and you sit in the quiet and all you feel is fucked up, then you're really fucked. You're really fucked. Me, I can't do that shit in the sun. I'm like, I feel the sun. I feel the need. I feel it. Fuck, we're fucked. So that's what it's talking about. And it's like, yeah, there's always battles to be had. But right now, can you just take time to take care of yourself? You know what I mean? We need you ready for next season. Oh, put me in the game. Put me in the game. No, there's no... It's the fucking cheerleaders, bro. It's the halftime report. Let them fucking... It's Juneteenth up there. Let this motherfucker parade around and do his little dancey dance. Let the honky tonk. All right, let this honky tonk do his little dancey dance, and we'll catch the next one, bro. We're gonna catch the next... How the fuck you gonna leave Lil Wayne? Oh my God, Becky. Is that Eminem? Do you have anything to do with... Stay away. Ah, get away from all this. Oh, they're taking down Jay-Z too. Ah, he was raping a 13-year-old. Ah, his wife didn't know nothing. Lies! I told you, God, I told you they were going to crush the music industry so we could start it over. It's not going to start over with you if you're holding on to the past. Anyways, let's move on to... It's only 37 minutes in. Let's go to the Melchizedek order. The order of the Melchizedek. What does that mean? That means you're an ascended master. You got to come back and... Oh, I turned to incarnation and karma. Chapter 11. That's where we're going. On page 101. What is this? The order of the Melchizedek. Love, willing service, and fulfillment. By the founder and the order, Reverend James Erickson and Daniel Chesborough. What is this? It's a boy band group that serves God in a different way. I mean, maybe there's some girls. I don't know. Maybe there was. Oh yeah, this lady said she heard, Melchizedek. There was a lady. Her name was something, Jeffrey or something. Anyways, why you call it Jeffrey? Because nobody's scared of a Jeffrey. Alright, chapter 11. I just turned to it. Incarnations and karma. One night we were sitting around the kitchen table talking to Tom Sawyer. Okay. Someone asked him, "Hey Tom, what time is it?" Tom threw back his head, laughed, and said, "Well, if you were asking Jesus Christ what time it was, he would say, 'This is the fourth time that time has come to an end.'" That was a good dad joke. Say it again. Sorry. No. It was like, if you ask Jesus, Jesus would say, "This is the fourth time that time has come to an end." "What time did you say?" was the reply. Some might say this might be the second coming, the end times, the dark times, the new world. It's however you want to view it. Supposedly, this is the fourth time that we will come to an end, counting the Big Bang, which is the creation and the evolution of God's body, to the Big Crunch, which is God's body contracting back into its beginning and then recreating again. According to Cadence, C-A-Y-C-E. Casey? I don't know. We existed before all that, so we're older than the universe. Therefore, when you're talking about incarnations or past lives, you're talking about millions of opportunities to press yourself into any level of vibratory frequency in order to have an experience of learning to be a creator or to create more efficiently, just as God does. Well, again, I told you I keep pulling random shit, but there's nothing random about us talking about what Dolores and I tell you all the time, Bivers. How many times have you been here? I don't know. How many more times is it going to take you to get a lesson? All right, come on, keep on. Coming to the earth plane, you look at the time when you wish to incarnate, the parents or the gender or gene code that would be part of your perfect space suit, astrological information, the potential whatever vibration of your name, the possible future events, death of a sibling, divorce of your parents, an impending war, all the potential profitable futures that are available to you. A soul is aware of its impending conception, so it is aware of the moment when the egg and the sperm are joined. Your soul goes in and out of your developing body into your mother's womb. Checking, did you hear that? And you guys are just blowing loads. Your soul goes in and out of your developing body into your mother's womb, checking and watching over to see that is a readily approach for your mission. Until it's presented at birth, it takes its first breath. Then it enters fully and locks into the infant. The parent may choose to experience an abortion for several reasons, past lives, present conditions, and so forth. Every experience is a valid choice. Meaning they're not going to heaven because they were a baby killer. I just want to point out that I did that twice, and that's why I'm stuck here having to have 2 more babies. Ha! You had abortions? Yeah, I had 2 of them. Miscarriages, too. One of them was purpose. I just purposely was doing drugs and drinking alcohol with every intention to kill the fetus. I'm a baby killer. How much more would you like to know about me? And you say I'm not worthy. If God chose me, then what the fuck are you talking about? Anyways, there are stillbirths, and there are times when a woman goes to term. The baby only lives a few hours or a couple days and then dies. That's the end of that incarnation. It's so insensitive, bro. It's so insensitive. Somebody felt that, bro. They feel that for the rest of their lives, bro, and they just like, that's the end of that incarnation. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. They'll be back. This is difficult for us to understand and accept because we are very wrapped in being a parent, and we think that the child never got to experience life. But consider that the soul of the infant and the soul of the parents jointly chose this whole sequence of events that are the choices for experiencing, learning and teaching what is individually and collectively desired. It is perfect just the way it is, whether you live for 2 minutes or 105 years. The quality of life is the same. The amount of time spent here is what an individual needs to fulfill their commitment to the experience, learn, or teach whatever they came to do. And that's my big boy Pac. You're like, oh, he should have died old and got married and had kids and all this shit. He wouldn't have been Pac if he did all that. He wouldn't be who we know him as. But who's to say he didn't do that before? Why wouldn't he have done that in other lives? He was a loving man. You know what I mean? He had a purpose. He came to fulfill a purpose. And you wanted him to have more purpose in your life. But he did that, and now his purpose is expanded past the limitations of the skin. And as he came in today, I don't know what he's up to. He's got his own freedoms. God let him come into the realm. That's what I said. Oh shit, Pac is in the 3D, bro. God can bring you. He can allow you. Do you believe in ghosts? Do you have the ability to make movements? Some of them can't. They wait for someone like me, a medium, someone they can speak through. Can you please tell them my message? Can you get this message to them? They're not living a good life because they can't hear me. They can't see me. Get this message. That was Nipsey. Nipsey came to me, and he wanted me to reach out to his wife and tell her to go up into a 2nd-story room and to open up a drawer. And there was something in that paperwork. I couldn't see what it was, but I could feel the intensity of what she was going to feel when she found it. And I want to know part of this because I'm just a strange girl on the internet reaching out to a woman after her husband has died. And I'm telling her that he's telling me to tell you to go look for this piece of paper. What was on it? I don't know. But I felt the intensity, and he wouldn't leave me alone until I did it. And I cried because I didn't want to be the freak doing it. I didn't want to be a freak. I didn't want to fucking do that to her. I didn't want to be in her space of pain and tell her that he's, like, I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready to experience that. I was still learning the spirit realm. I wasn't ready to, I couldn't answer questions. You know what I mean? I wasn't comfortable, but he pushed me to do that, and there's people that, and then sometimes they can just come and handle some shit themselves and they do stuff. And, and I said that today is like, I don't know if he breaks the rules. I guess you can't break the rules. But he has a limitlessness to him that I haven't seen throughout the spirit realm as I talk about Pac. You know what I mean? He's not gone. He's just not limited to, his actual flesh. And as I talk about Kobe is Archangel Sariel. You know what I mean? He is the angel, the guide of the dark night of the soul. He taught all of us how to endurance. He taught us how to keep going. He taught us how to believe in ourselves. He taught us how to work through the hard times, despite everyone. He taught us how to be better. Do you know what I mean? Like Michael Jackson. You know what I mean? He was like 50 years old or something when he died, or however old. He was pretty old. And it was tragic. I mean, even my son said, he's like, did they kill him? I was like, yeah, but it was meant to go that way. It wasn't an accident. It's like, you wish he was here. Well, how much more could he have given to you on that stage? How much more did you want of him? How much more of life did he need to experience? You know what I mean? We all, and that's Kobe especially, and that's them. It's like, they could only do so much in the body. But Kobe can be with everybody now. You know what I mean? Pac can be everywhere and every time when they're not stuck in the body. You know what I mean? And that's the cool thing about, me. I don't have to be stuck here. I have to be stuck in my feelings when they're here, and I have to be present in them, but I don't have to be stuck in this body. You know what I mean? And that's being the free spirit, freeing your spirit again. So we're not just stuck in that form. But anyways, yeah, it's heavy. And again, that's why I'm like, I'm waiting to see what he does in our world. There'll be some sign of it. Some news line, something. He's here for something. You know what I mean? And that's what it is like, I got to tell you, he's here. I don't know why he's here. He's here to come and do his own work. Where was I when he came? I was in some bullshit. Let's see. I heard something. Okay, let's see. Whether you live... Sufficient time is what gives people the opportunity to fulfill their mission, but unfortunately a lot of people commit suicide believing they have no more time or no more options. Yeah, we've lost a lot of them, and they come back pretty quickly. Juice came right back, bro. Takeoff came right back. Kobe's daughter, nah, she sat around. She left the night, I saw her the night before she came back into incarnation, and all I was told is she will be a gymnast. She will be an Olympian this lifetime. But we won't know that for 20 years? It'll be time before we'll be able to see that's her. That's her. She's here. You know what I mean? You won't be able to, and you can't walk up to tell her who she is. That's her own awakening. When Mac Miller comes back, he won't be told that he was Mac Miller. He'll just recognize that he was. He's not going to fulfill the steps of Mac Miller because Mac Miller is done. Lilith wasn't done. I took form and fled form. I never stood in this form. Good form is what I heard. Okay. They exercised their free will to terminate their contract. Had they waited a day or two, or perhaps an hour, or even a minute, the world spectrum might have changed. At best, you can hold on and see what to... And that's what she said, too. Isn't that sad? Did that hurt you, Marshall? When she said it. So I shared the video of Dolores, and she said they were at 2012. The second wave were already there. But the first wave were already taking their lives, meaning they were in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. You know what I mean? How many of our, celebrities and stuff, they were taking their lives, because they thought they just had to get out of it. Then she knew about the second waves. At 2012, how old were you? She said it. They were in their 20s, their 30s, and their 40s. How old are we now? They knew we were here. We just weren't, you know what I mean? We weren't fully awoken to what we were doing. And that's it. Here comes Drake. Just hold on. We're going home. As best as you can, hold on and see what needs to happen next, bearing in mind that everything you are experiencing and about to experience is something that you have worked hard to create. If not in this lifetime, then in an earlier one. However, you should focus on this lifetime because this is really the paramount experience for you. When you leave, you will evaluate how you did with the tools you wanted, and based on that, you decide whether you need to come back to this plane or maybe another one and choose another venue for a life experience. And that's what that guy said. He said, will I come back? And I said, I don't know. That comes down to your moments. Was there more you wanted out of this life? When you come to those last moments, is there more? I wanted to experience things I didn't experience. So shall it be then. How shall you experience such things? And you sit down and you draw out this contract. We chose. The chosen chose. The question is, do you choose to walk in that choosing? Or do you choose to be oblivious and just to be, a witness to the life experience? Some people play dumb, but they're not. And that's really what it is if I get in, I have to be all the way in. And that's what happens. You can't be lukewarm. You really know it. You know that you have to give up things. You know you have to go in, all the way in. And, I mean, you look at DMX's Beautiful Life. And that's what it is we wanted a certain amount of glory for ourselves. Why did mine happen after my music? Because that's all I wanted my whole life. I can't give my life up until I have this moment. This moment is what I wanted. And I had it. I promised myself my whole life. I told everyone my whole life. One day, I'm going to make an album. One day, I'm going to be on stage. One day, I'll be promoting my own music. So when those days started to come, those were my end days. It was the end of that life. That's all I wanted out of that life. And yeah, I didn't want what they wanted. I'm not fucking Russ. I didn't want a Grammy. I never foreseen a Grammy. I never wanted any of that. All I wanted to do was tell stories that they never heard about women like me that can do it all. That don't just give up on their dreams, but can do it all. And that's all I wanted to do. That's all I wanted that music to do, is to spread to be a voice. He gave me my voice, and that's what Jesus did on that mountain. He said, are you a singer? Are you a songwriter? Then sing my Father's praises. And when I accepted that I am what I set out to be, then that was it. I'd already become what I set out to be. And that's what happened in Vegas. I was so mad at him. Why didn't this work? I had my dreams. I thought it would work. I thought I'd make it big. I'd make money. I thought it would work. Really, I just thought I'd make money and that I could get out of this struggle finally, just being me. And that's what he said. Don't you see? You are this. I had to put you there for you to believe it. But now everybody has seen it. And you are. And then it's that. It's like once you become it, then it's time to become something else. We're always becoming. There's so much I want to experience in this life. Yeah, kids and a husband is a huge experience, but that's not one moment. Once I have my husband, then I'll experience life with my husband. That's going to take up a lot of my life. And more children, too. You know what I mean? Raising God's children and stuff. My husband's children, our children in general, not with a possessiveness, but this is what I'm here to do. I'm here to give you children. I'm here to bear more children. Not because I want more, but because it's part of the contract. I really didn't. That's what I told Marshall, and that's what everyone knew. I was like, I was waiting for these guys to become teenagers and I could be free. I'd been bound as a mother my whole life. And I was going to finally be free to do whatever I wanted to do. No. We got 2 more coming. Oh, God. And that's it. It's like, you want to be an old mother? Nah. I mean, my skin might be old. I'll just be wiser. I'll be fun. My kids already call me that. But going back to your life and what it is right now, it's just, how much more do you want? Do you want more? Did you come for more? Or this is all you've come for? I don't know. Let me read a little bit more and I'm going to get out of here because that cold wind just hit me. Let's see. When you leave, there's a different way of looking at karma. You could say that from the time that God created you as a soul, you were only good and benevolent. So everything you've imagined, sensed, or felt as part of creation was also good and benevolent. Therefore, you have good karma. But often when people talk about karma, they speak of bad karma, frequently meaning that you are paying for something you did in a past life. You have bad karma for thousands of years, and usually it's because you choose not to love yourself as God does. You're not willing to forgive, release, and let go. So it spills over into your next life and to another life. I had to stop there. In actuality, karma is neither good nor bad. It's merely the mechanism you use to achieve balance. I made a video the other day and I said, quit using that. Quit trying to, scare people with the word karma. You know what I mean? It's just a lesson, bro. I had to learn a lesson. We just had to learn some lessons. And then it's, how do we end up in hell? That's what Jesus taught us, is how to get out of our own hell. How do we get out of our own hell? We walk right out of it. We've told ourselves that we are not good people and we are not acceptable and we are not lovable if we don't do certain things. And those things keep us locked in hell. God gave me these beautiful feelings for Adam. Right? And it became a curse to me. It was a curse to me. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm trying to make you feel good. Why do you feel bad? Because everybody tells me it's bad, but I didn't tell you it's bad. I gave you a good feeling, and now you're making it bad. And that goes back to our relationship problems, you know what I mean? Like, it feels so good, but it feels so bad. But why does it feel bad? Because I'm making myself feel bad. Nobody's making me feel bad. Forgive yourself. You never had to be, you know what I mean? I'm using this like, that's why I paused. It's because like, when I came back, when I'm fully grounded in this skin and I'm like, fuck, I'm here. And God speaks to me, says, Lilith. And I'm like, oh my God, he found me. Like as if, like where the fuck was I hiding? We have this heart to heart, and I'm like, you never left me. I said, no, you just kept running from me. And then I just could see all the love that he had given me, all the times, all the chances, all the blessings. Why didn't you kill me? Why didn't you destroy me, God? Look what I've done. I love you. We'll clean this up. It's okay. That's what he said. When I realized there was no devil and this was my fault, that Lucifer had nothing to do with any of this. All he did was love me through my pain and rage. That God let me do all this, but yet he'll destroy his own children. But he didn't destroy me. He made the tree, which I still fucking go back to. You knew this was going to happen. He didn't destroy me when I fled the garden. He didn't destroy me when I started fucking with humanity. He didn't destroy me when I gave them the apple. He didn't destroy me. He didn't let me have children. You know what I mean? He didn't let more be, the bus stopped with me. But in the sense of he just loved me. As wicked as I was and as hurt and as mad as I was at him, he just loved me. And that's where it was easy to come back home. When I realized he loved me just the way I was, I didn't have to change. I could talk to him like this, like I always have, and it didn't matter. He still loved me. Doesn't matter what I do, he still loves me. He always loved me. He made it so. He made this so I could do such things. He never stopped me. Whereas he stops others. He'll stop you. I mean, obviously now, in the flesh, he has the ability, like it kind of stops the world around me to spend time with me. And that's the only time he can spend, is when he stops the world and I sit inside with my own feelings. Can I get back to God? And that's all of you. So now as we go into this moment and, you want to battle and you want to do all this, he just wants you to come home for the holidays. He wants you to just lick your wounds. He wants to sit there with you while you're hurting and make you feel better. That's really what it is. I don't want to sit with my feelings. Come on. You hurt. You don't even know you hurt. You're like bleeding all over the place. Like, sit down. Let me clean you up. No, I've got to go. I got to go. They need me. Nobody needs you. You need you. And that's that self-care too, is when you start working with God and realize, he's inside of you. And that's that self-love. You guys have this idea of self-love means a spa day, or, let me buy myself something for Christmas and it's my birthday month and shit. Self-love is discipline. It's disciplining yourself to, to take time for yourself. And that time by yourself is time with God. Whether you know it or not, because that's time by yourself is peace, contentness, self-reflection. That's God. When you take time for you, you take time for God, because God lives inside of you and he's speaking to you when it's just you. Back to our incarnations. Yeah, we're getting deep into that. But I mean, I've been saying it for like ever. He's like, how can you not... The resurrection was him being rose again. An incarnation means you come back. You know what I mean? I've come back to life. But I've brought in all of my other lives with me. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not one, but all of me, all of my lives are here to make it through, to make this life, the best life. You're like, this is some shit. In order for it to be the best, is we got to clean it up for everything. You know what I mean? It will be the best after we've done all of the work. But there's plenty of work to be done. And that's it. I'm not cleaning up Lisa's life. I'm cleaning up all the lives, all the little, you know what I mean? All the loose ends from all the different lives. And that's why all my twins are here. You know what I mean? There's so many things we didn't experience together in other lives. We only have one more life to do this. I'm only here one more time. What will I be after this? Infinite. I don't believe I'll take form. I'll just be free. Like the stars. The stars are forever. You say that they burn out and shit, but maybe some do. But they're forever. Always there, always shining light, always there. You can't see them in the day because the lights are on, but if you turn off the lights, they're still right there. If we left the ozone, they're still right there. I can be everywhere, seen from everything, and be part of everything like I always was. And that's what I try to describe to you. Where am I? When I'm in the void, space and time. It's all we are, is a bright light, a star. One of God's stars, one of his star seeds here on earth, a star that fell, a fallen angel. It's not horrible to be human. It's a magical experience, but when you have a job to do, it takes a lot of the magic out of it. You gotta use a lot more of your magic than seeing the magic. But that's where I go back home to. I sit in the darkness of the void, watching time and space like the Watchers. I don't stay in heaven. I stay outside in the dark. I'm the goddess of the moon. I like to see the world. I like to see the universe. I like to see everything moving. I like to move through the tree of life. I like to be everywhere. And when you decide to take a form, you have to stay in that form. This is the one form, really, though. But yeah, you're stuck in that form until you've learned those lessons and you've gotten out of it. I've taken many forms. Many forms. That's it. It's like, it's like I've seen it. You know, I just burst into the light, like Freya did in Thor, and just like Odin, just back into a million pieces. Not nothing, but everything again. Part of everything again. You can do it. It's just the mind gets in the way, the skin gets in the way. That's what it means to be awoke, to be able to, you know what I mean, to free your soul from the context of the body. But I'm still contracted to this body. That's why I said death is not an option. I can't get out of this. You know what I mean? These moments too shall pass. And that's what, you know, it's darkest before the light, where you just don't know. You don't know what comes next. But know that God's next. He's gone before you. And even if you can't see what's ahead of you, He's there, preparing it for you. They say all this bullshit, preparing a table against you. Who's your enemy? Nobody's fighting you. There's lots of people, you know what I mean, in the crowd booing and, you know, hooting and hollering and shit, but realistically, it doesn't matter. This is your theater. And that's what I said yesterday when I cried. I was like, what am I supposed to do? It's my life. I have to do what makes me happy. Not what's right according to the Bible, according to, you know, people, according to, you know, I got to do what makes me happy, because otherwise I will regret, or I will miss an opportunity that I came to have. That's not true. God was always faithful. I'll give you another chance. Well, that was a good teaching. I'm going to stop there. What did we read today? We read the Melchizedek order and the Morgan of the Priestess, or the Priestess of the Morgan. I didn't open the Palladians, not once. That was pretty good stuff. And again, I can show you in all books and stuff. It's like, oh, I don't even know. Like, it was all written before I got here. I'm just here to show the truth. I'm the walking prophecy. Meaning, it was all prophesized until you see it happening in real time. You know? But the point of the divinity is you, His children. Why did He send me? Why are we here? And as I tell you we, because I'm not alone, how many others? 144,000 other earth angels, star seeds, mystic mediums, angelic beings created by God have been sent here to save His children in the end times. As divine as you think we are, and as much as you'd like to honor us as some form of God, you are His children. You are the most important part of God. We were just created before you, but not above you. Just a bit wiser to help you walk you through it. But this is all about you and how much He loves you, His children. And I myself, as Lilith, is denying being one of His children. You know what I mean? I want to play the role as your child. I didn't want... What the fuck? I don't want to do this. This is stupid. I'll be the mother. I don't want to be the child. I'll be the mother of all these kids. Well, you have to be a child and then grow up into a mother. Well, I don't like how you're playing this game, but okay, God, whatever you say. And, you know, yeah, you've played many roles, but this is the big stage, and, you know, you playing roles on the big screen for other people is a waste of the real role you came to play here. Finish your game. There may be more things you wanted, and that's what Dolores said. Is she's like, I had a contract. I had to spend 25 fucking years fucking in hell wiping his ass and rehabilitating my husband. We signed up for this shit. I couldn't even start my priesthood until we did this shit. was the truth. I didn't start my priesthood until I did what I came here to do. I will not work for you until I've come to do what I want out of this life. I want to create music. I want these things. And after I got what I wanted, then I was ready to do what he wanted. Not fully. I didn't give it up easily. I didn't understand fully. But that's it. It's like when you're ready, you'll know when it's time. And I'm seeing Daddy Yankee. He could have kept going. He's a great guy. He makes wonderful music. He felt the calling. It's time to give this up and come learn about God. It's time to walk with me now. You've walked alone enough. It's time to walk with me. And that goes back to those that have died. It's time to come home. It's time to walk with me. Let's go have a talk. And, if they didn't experience what they came to experience, then during that talk, God's going to say, all right, you want to go back? What kind of life do you want this time? What do you want to do this time? And that was that guy earlier with his dog, Zorro. He's like, that's my religion, is the Zorro. I was like, he's a soul. Just know he wasn't a soul before that. He might not have been a dog before this, and he might not be a dog after. But he's doing a great job as a dog. My kid said something funny. We were walking to the bathroom this morning, and we left the dog in the car. We don't leave her often, but sometimes we have to go into... We don't take her every fucking where. So we leave her at the car sometimes. And they're like, she could have separation anxiety. I was like, I know, we need to be emotionally supportive. We started laughing. She's our emotional support animal, but we're her emotional support animals. Do you know what I mean? They play a role to us, but really we play the role to them. And that's it. It's like, whether it be a bird or a tree or whatever, it's like, everything has a spirit. As the wind is pulling and stuff, that's the spirit. And it's like, I can't say if you're going to come back and be a human. Maybe you'll come back and be an eagle. Maybe you'll come back and be a tree and just witness. That's what a lot of people do. They just sit around watching other people all day. It's not bad to watch people. Watch them live their lives so you don't have to get messy. That's why you watch reality TV all day. That's probably why you're watching me. Her life is so messy. Hey, I'm living the shit out of this life, dude. This is a crazy life. These are the days of our lives. Anyways, it's a good Thursday. I don't know. I'm not doing what I normally do, and I'm not fighting the feeling that I can't. It's Thursday. I'll go to work like I normally do. I'll be, I can do what I can do, and that's all I can do. But don't try to do more than you're supposed to do, because right now is not the time to be doing. It's not. Give yourself a break. Because nobody else is going to. Nobody else is going to stop you and tell you, unless you want a conservatorship or something fucked up like Kanye, where you have like people up in your face trying to have a what is that called? An intervention. That's not real, bro. This is your intervention from God. It's telling you to stop, sit down, lick your wounds, cut your losses, wait for him to come get you. He's got a plan. He's building a plan. Checking it twice, and all that good shit. He's going to figure out what he's going to do with you next year. You don't have to figure it out. You don't have to have all the plan. You don't have to. It's his plan. Let him do some of the planning for you. Let him work in your life. Let him show you some ideas. Don't jump on everything. Just let him talk to you. He's going to give you all kinds of inspiration. If you like something, then tell him you like it, and tell him to show you more. And wait. And if he says like, which one do you want? Okay, well, let me go and design this plan for you. Don't touch anything. I'm going to go get the stuff. Don't touch anything. I'm going to go get the stuff. That's it. You got to wait till he comes back and tells you what the plan is and where to move and how to move. He's making a plan. It's not what you planned, but if you work with him, it'll still make you happy. He knows what's going to make you happy. Truthfully. Hey, I love you guys. Happy Thursday. Happy. Later, haters.